reload now.
Boom! Boom, 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 boom!
Kaboom!
Bookie. Wait, no, that's a different thing altogether.
That is a very different thing.
Subaru for your actions.
I'm gonna kill you all. So, I guess we should just start then. Last we left you guys off, you slaughtered a shark, ripped its guts open, found some shit inside of it. Faint got himself a duplicate of himself, and then wandered off with a couple other items that he wanted to study. And he went up to his room while you guys are left to deal with other things. Because he's a weird little cat.
I'm pretty sure we went straight for the armory, didn't we, Zeke?
Well, not the armory, but
you know.
the weapon shop.
The smithy.
Orange.
The guy.
Yeah, the two of you were head up that way. Lila, are you heading the same way, go the World's End?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, she's gonna head there to get out of put on some decent clothes now that they're off the sea.
Okay. So yeah, the three of you head up that way, somewhat together, just because you're all heading in the same direction. And then Tariq and Zeke, you guys splinter off into Orange Shop, while Lula, you keep going to your final destination. Tariq and Zeke, you enter. You see a guard and one other patron in the shop, as well as Oren standing on top of his box behind his counter.
Is the patron the guy that I terrified in there?
Looking at him a little more specifically, it is not the guy you terrified. But you do see Oren notice you enter. He's like, hey, my friend came by earlier, and he let me know that you took care of his issue.
Yeah, except now I've got an issue.
No, that shield's yours.
I'm gonna wave my glaive arm at him.
Just points to the arm.
He didn't tell me anything about that.
That's not your fault, it's his fault.
I mean,
That's
he was
all.
drunk. He probably didn't even notice the missing arm.
What do you need from me? What can I do to help you since you helped?
Oh, no, I was just coming to see what was going on with that shield, if he'd come here yet or not. Because if he hadn't, he would find the business end of my glaive arm.
Well, I'm glad he came by, but yeah, he came by, and shield's yours.
Awesome, thank you. And I'm gonna walk over and...
It is very shiny, quite reflective. And you take it. Tariq, was there anything you wanted to do before you guys left, or?
I asked about my letter opener plans and stuff, because it's been a day or so. He said he might have an idea about it.
Right.
From my letter opener.
Right, give me 1 sec.
Nick, I don't want to interrupt, but do you have stats on my shiny shield?
Yes, I do. It is a +1 shield. You would have to use it in combat to find anything else more about it.
So it just bumps my armor class to 15.
Mm-hmm. So, whatever a shield does, which increases your AC by 2 +1.
Oh, so it goes to 17.
At 3.
Yeah.
Is what he's saying.
Now, is that even still currently while I can't wield it because, well,
You
glaive
have to
arm?
wield it.
You have to be able to wield it, of course, to use it. Which, given some time, you guys might be able to have a workaround for that. Maybe.
I can pulls back out a little bit of rope like earlier. I can tie it to the arm.
Better idea. Nick,
Oh no.
if I do something stupid, will you count the shield as heavy armor?
Oh no. Oh no.
If you do that, you will lose your unarmored defense.
I was gonna chain it to my chest.
I was thinking it was something like that, but yes, if you did that, it would count as heavy armor and not as a shield, and you'd lose your unarmored defense. Yeah.
Can I chain it to my glaive arm?
That's what I was
You can
thinking.
certainly try.
Okay, what do I
We'll
have
see
to
if
roll
it
to
has
try?
any validity in battle. Go ahead and give me
I'm
a sleight
just
of hand
gonna
check.
say, if you had let me tie your arm to it, we could have put it in the fingers of your old hand, and he probably would have let it work.
You incinerated that hand.
You told me to. You said you didn't want it.
I said I didn't need it, because at the time I didn't.
Well, you know, beggars can't be choosers now, can they?
Yeah. Go ahead and give me a sleight of hand check.
Oh boy.
On me, or?
You.
Okay.
Not doing anything with it. I offered to.
Um,
Not
so-
Well,
As you stand, like, as you guys get out of the shop and you're kind of trying to figure out what you want to fucking do with the shield, because you only got one arm, and the other one's got a glaive on it, and you can't really. So you put it and just kind of press it up against the glaive, and then just push some rope through it and tie it to the glaive. Hopefully it'll work. Question mark? We'll see. But yeah, you can currently increase your armor class by 3, and we'll see what happens when you get into actual combat.
Nice.
And Tariq, right, I rolled for that, and yes, you ask him about your letter opener, and he hands you, he just puts, it was something that he had in his hands while he was talking to Zeke about the shield and stuff, and he seemed to be sewing something. It just looks like a leather bracer, and he hands it over to you.
I will look at said leather bracer and inspect.
It almost follows your specifications to a T. It matches your armor that you already have on, like same coloration and everything. And there's a small part that you can pull up with maybe middle finger or ring finger to have a blade come out as a letter opener. It looks dull as shit when it comes out.
I mean, yes,
Yeah.
this will do. I can always have the kitty man sharpen it.
As we said, letter opener. And he gives you a little thumbs up.
Yes, I appreciate it. We'll try it on and play around with the mechanism a little bit.
But you essentially have, if you wanted to, say, get through a security check, or if there were guards or something and they were trying to pat you down, you would have advantage on a sleight of hand check to keep that hidden. It acts as a basic dagger. You cannot throw it because it's attached to you. And you get, if the creature you're attacking is surprised and you hit, the attack is a critical hit.
Okay.
And that is all this hidden blade does for you at the moment.
All right, that's fine.
All right.
So you said it's advantage on hiding the blade and critical on surprise, pretty much.
Yes.
I'm just writing notes right now in the. There we go.
Yes. All right. Was there anything else you wanted to take care of, Zeke, before you guys go on your way outside of Orange Shop?
no.
Okay.
However, that's not. It's the last thing I wanted to do at Orange Shop.
Yes. Then I was going to head over to...
Oh, okay. You go
Lula
back to
for
her,
one
and
thing.
then I'll handle all that later.
So, Lula, you get to the world's end, open up the door. Actually, as you walk up to it, there were 39 kids that you guys had brought, right? You see a good 10 or so on the outside working around the buildings, down the alleyways. They seem to be churning the dirt. You're not entirely sure what they're doing. You haven't actually worked on a farm before, have you?
No.
But you know some farming stuff. It looks like they're trying to till and make the ground capable of actually growing stuff. At the one of the older elven ones that had spoken to you guys is trying to direct them as best they can, with possibly knowledge that was taught to them by either Silmer or one of her friends, maybe. But you go inside. Most of the older children, like if they're over the age of 10, they're helping take care of the bar, learning how to actually take care of a bar. The ones that are under 10 just seem to be playing off in one of the corners.
She's gonna step in, most likely still dripping wet and smelling of fish from being out on the water.
Yeah. Welcome. You're back. Were you able to take care of what you needed to?
Not quite. This is proving a little harder than I admit I believed. Can I just borrow one of the rooms to change quickly, and hopefully I can get that taken care of today?
Of course. All of these children are very fast learners, so it makes teaching them how to actually do things very easy. So whichever room you want to use upstairs, they're all available and clean, so...
Thanks. Oh, before she heads upstairs, she'll go into her bag and put 100 of her gold pieces on the counter for Silver.
She looks taken aback by this massive boon that you've put on her and on the counter of her bar. That's not really necessary.
Let's just say we had a bit of an experience this morning, and like I said, I would help take care of things because of, well, putting this all on you. And I'm a halfling of my word.
Well, thank you. She gives you a smile and a nod as you head upstairs to go change your clothes. You didn't really notice it downstairs because there are still a lot of kids around, but as you go upstairs, you notice that, and you didn't notice this the night before because you kind of got shit-faced and don't really remember much of anything. But the building looks a lot more well taken care of, in much better repair. You go into one of the rooms and it is immaculately cleaned. And you change your clothes, head back downstairs, I assume?
Yeah, just into her the traveling clothes she has. Not either of her costumes, but just a simple cotton green dress, something that she's hasn't worn very often. Puts her hair up, and with her papers in hand and everything, she'll head back out and.
All right. As you're changing, go ahead and give me a perception check, because you. Yeah, go ahead and give me a perception check.
This will be great.
Yep. No, you change your clothes. Just kind of more paying attention on keeping yourself looking good. Head back downstairs. And you see There's a few less kids inside the tavern now. They looks like the whole group of younger ones has actually left the inside of the tavern.
She'll head out and the I guess I probably should have asked before I left. She'll start back in the direction of where she saw Tariq and Zeke, because there's one place she'd like to go, but she doesn't know
Before you leave the
there. Huh?
You're saying you're gonna head back towards where again?
Orin's, where Tariq and Zeke where she last saw them.
Okay. Yeah, go before you head get away from the World's End. Go ahead and give me one more perception check.
Okay. Once again. Yep.
You continue on your way. You hear the children off on the side where you saw the other ones tilling the earth. You look over and you just see a whole bunch of the kids are over there playing. You continue on your way. And you head back to Orin's as we head back over to Tariq and Zeke. What do you guys you guys exit out of the shop? Where you guys
I
heading?
think Zeke wanted to do a little more, and I'm just waiting on him at this point. I've got my letter opener.
I just have 2 stops to make. I gotta go to World's End.
Okay.
Drop off these shark fins.
She gonna make a good soup for you, right?
We have 3 gigantic shark fins and a lot of kids to feed. Apparently, I'm the only one who cares about feeding these kids.
Not true.
And then I have another stop to make after that.
Okay, so yeah, as you guys are heading up that way, you guys bump into Lula as she's changed, looking more refreshed, and she's seemingly on her way to meet you guys. Lula, you're walking down the street and you see them walking towards you.
Just the small one.
You know, fate is funny. You get these in these little ways. Tariq, I could use your help with something.
Sure thing. What shall we do?
This is probably a lot to ask, and I know I messed up before, but I want to go talk to Buck, and I don't know where to find him other than the guard post, and frankly, I don't want to go back there.
I mean, what time is it, first off?
Let's see. Because you guys took a rest and then went after the shark in the morning.
Yeah.
Shark fight took maybe an hour, so it's about noon right now.
So, if remembering Buck's shifts, well, he's out on patrol still.
Most likely, unless it's his day off. You're not entirely sure when he has days off.
Right, so I'd probably... unless he's on his day off, he's out at work at the moment. I'm not sure where his patrol would have taken him today.
If anything, I want to apologize and certainly find out what's actually been happening, seeing as you and Fate had the sense to look into it when I was far from coherent.
You're cutting in and out a lot. I'm just going to throw that out there. I don't know if it's just me.
I thought it was just me.
No, it wasn't.
Okay. Am I still cutting in and out?
No, you're good now.
Huh.
Maybe you were talking a little too softly and your mic, if it has a pickup threshold, decided it was background noise.
Yeah. Is that better?
Much, actually.
Very clear.
Okay, I just had to readjust my microphone.
There we go.
So... well, then I guess the best option for us is to find out where he is. So I I guess that means to the guard's hut.
All right. Zeke, do you go with them to go find Buck, or do you just keep on towards?
I got shark fins to deliver.
Yep.
Alright, so
All right.
I'll tell Zeke, I'm like, we're going to the guard's hut. Hopefully we find him there and we'll meet you back.
Okay, I gotta drop
Things
these off,
done.
and then I gotta go find a smart person.
Sounds
Alright.
good. If you find someone super smart, make sure and ask them all the good questions for us.
I'm gonna ask them my questions.
I said the good ones. Anyways. Split the party.
So
We're
two-
not in a dungeon. It's okay.
guys, right? You get the two of you head off towards the guard barracks in the center of town, or up to the post that you guys knew he was at yesterday.
I would.
I was gonna
Let's
say
see,
it's been what, 2 days since we visited the post, or
I'm trying to think which one's the
So
best.
say, oh
one.
god, was it yesterday that they fought with Buck? Because that seems like an eon ago.
No.
It
It
was
was 2 days ago,
Yeah,
but
about
yeah.
2-3 days ago. So yeah.
we should.
Which one's closer from this distance is the actual question. Because the
Uh,
logical one would be to go to the barracks and ask about it. But if the guard post is closer, we might as well just check.
Honestly, if you guys went through back alleys, they're about the same distance from where you guys are at, but the wall post that you guys had found him at a few days ago is a little bit closer.
Well, I guess that's the direction we would head. Just knowing it's a bit closer, and then we'd have to
Actually,
double back.
wait,
to get
sorry,
it.
I just had to remember you guys weren't actually at the World's End. You guys are at that alleyway where I have Zeke at right now. The guard barracks is actually a hell of a lot closer. My bad.
Barracks it is. Closer and more efficient.
Yep.
We will go towards the barracks and ask about where we should be going.
Okay, so Tariq and Lula, you guys split off from Zeke as he heads up to the World's End with huge ass fins on his back.
He should have just taped those things there, you know? He probably could have flown.
And Zeke, you make it to the World's End. You see a good almost 20, maybe more kids off on the right side alleyway playing in the dirt. It seems like there's mud there now. And they seem to be having like a mud fight. And you see a very familiar dark-skinned man, very flamboyant looking, who seems to be actually making the mud wet so that way they can play, and is actually making it kind of rain a little bit in the area. And you see Laurel standing there playing with 20 some odd kids making a mud pit.
This is why bad perception rolls are funny.
But yeah, if you wanted to go ahead and enter and hand off the shark fin to Silmer.
Hang on, how staticky is it right now?
Very.
Okay. Is it indecipherable or too frustrating?
Not yet, no.
It is
Okay,
not
I'm just
silent.
trying to have a... I'm trying to have a cigarette real quick, and it's pouring here, and I didn't realize how bad it was until I got out.
Oh, yeah, no, it's not that bad.
Okay. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
Sorry, somebody gave me her cold, so I've been coughing.
Ah, everything makes a lot more sense now.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so yeah, I'm gonna deliver Solmer her fins.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna walk up to her and go, I brought food for the kids.
It's just gift after gift today. The little one brought me money, and you bringing me food. Well, that makes my life easier.
Hilariously, our gifts came from the same location.
She gives you a very odd look at that. Like, wait, what?
Well, see, there's this giant shark that was off the docks that was eating people. So we went and we took care of the shark problem.
Oh.
And with all the people it ate, it had a lot of money, and it had giant fins, and I thought, oh hey, Selmer could probably use help feeding the kids. There's a lot of meat here. That's a lot of shark fin soup. Feed the kids.
That is a lot of soup, yes. She's kind of like a little dumbfounded by the story, but she believes you. But it's still a lot to digest because that's some big fins.
That shark had a lot to digest too.
But teeth.
You get a chuckle out of her from that one.
So while I'm here and I have running to do you need me to get anything?
No, I have everything I need. The children are helping out as much as they can. I'll probably have a few of the bigger ones help me with cutting this up and making it into something edible.
Oh, okay, so I have a question for you. If I needed to find the smartest guy in town, where would I find him?
I mean, the smartest guy I know is standing outside playing with the kids right now.
Rain Man?
Laurel? Yeah. He's the smartest man I know in town.
Wait, Laurel was the one making it rain?
Yes. Yes.
Well,
Oh,
that was his assistant. Right?
I thought it was Laurel and some other guy that were out
No,
there.
no.
I misheard you.
No, it was just Laurel by himself playing with a whole bunch of kids making it rain. Seemingly
Okay.
making it rain.
Well, then I'm going to thank Selmer and I'm going to go talk to Laurel real.
All right. She'll thank you as well as you head out and you go around and Laurel's still there.
Hey, Laurel, stop making it rain on the kids for a minute.
Oh, hello there. Ezekiel, wasn't it?
Yeah. So I've been asking around for the smartest guy in town, and fingers point to you.
I mean, I'm one of them, but yes, I can probably help answer any questions you might have.
Okay. I'm gonna go in my pack and pull out my pretty glass pyramid and ask him what it do.
He'll take it, and you watch as a slightly greenish energy starts to come from his hand and kind of envelop the pyramid, and then sink back down into his hand. And his eyes during this process are glowing a light greenish color as well. Oh, well, this is something I have never come across before. I honestly have no idea what this is.
At all. No idea at all.
There are some things that are beyond even the most intelligent individual.
Okay, now here's the thing. Now, when you shine a light at it, it says something in Celestial, but I've never been able to get a big enough place to read it. Do you think you could help me with that?
Give me 1 second. There might be a place, but I don't have access to it, because the Vizier is no longer in control, but, we might be able to do something about that. You go ahead and give me a insight check real quick.
Great. Insight's based on intelligence.
Insight's wisdom, isn't it?
Oh, it is wisdom. Yeah, I get a +1, not a -1.
There we go.
Yay. Good job.
Okay. You kind of notice that his eyes flit up to the Vizier's tower when he's talking about somewhere he might know somewhere that he could go. like up to the very top of the Vizier's tower.
Right.
Yeah.
So, you say we can't get up there because the Vizier's not there, but how do you suggest we fix that?
Well, I mean, either you and your merry band of friends can go up and talk to the general, and maybe he'll let you have some alone time up at the top. Or you guys can go talk to the Corps of Artificers. They have access to the Vizier's Tower just because they're doing maintenance on it after the star fell. Or we can try and get Azora back up into the Vizier's position. That might be a little more difficult and take a lot more time, though.
Okay. I'm probably gonna go talk to the mechanical people because they're already working on something for me. And I'm just gonna kind of show them the back of the shield that's now strapped to the glaive.
What happened to your arm? He hadn't noticed that your arm wasn't there. He thought you had an arm with a shield on it.
Yeah, that's why I showed him the back of it so he could see that it's strapped to a glaive. Giant shark fought it in the water. It decided I looked tasty.
That's a very interesting day. I take it you spoke with, you're talking about the Corps of Artificers, then, that you've already spoken to?
Yeah, I guess. Little dwarf lady makes mechanical things.
Yes, Miss Milestar. Send her my regards, won't you?
Sure. Well, I'm gonna thank Laurel for his time and hold out my good hand for my pyramid back.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. I'm gonna put it safely back in my pack and kind of shuffle my way back to the Corps of Artificers.
He gives you a smile and says, have a good day.
You too.
Head back towards that way. Lula and Tariq, you guys head to the barracks, and you notice it's a little bit more busy than it has been in the past. There's 3 or 4 guards kind of patrolling outside near the front, and when you guys enter, there's still that one individual at the desk a little ways away from the entrance, with the 2 benches on the sides. There's maybe 2 individuals in here. They don't seem to be wearing guard uniforms, but they seem to be working on something.
So I'm just gonna throw this out here now. What Lula has seen by this is my hood looks a little full because it's down behind me. The extra silver that Zeke let Ra have is in that hood with Ra laying on top of it like a little hoard in my hood, for the record. All right, so looking around, go find the first person, the person who does the whole bookkeeping stuff up front, the secretary. Yes, do you happen to know if Buck is on patrol today and where he may be stationed?
Lula's just gonna kind of hide behind Tariq's shield at this point.
Yeah. So it's a human male, with black hair, sky blue eyes. He looks up as you guys approach and you ask him that question. You're looking for Guard Buck?
Yes, we are. Is he on duty today?
Let me check. He flips through a few pages in one of the books that he has on the side, and he scans down one of the pages that he stops on. No, it doesn't look like he's in today.
All
Should be at home unless he's somewhere else.
Sounds good. Thank you very much. And Tariq will just give a little bow and turn her head off and sort of lead Lula out like she's a child, just to nod her so she doesn't get any extra attention.
Alright, yeah. As you guys, you guys exit and head up towards Buck's house, I'm assuming.
Well, it's only been a few days. Tariq definitely remembers where it is, so
Yeah.
yes, we will head that direction.
All right, it's the Black H on Garden Street. So
I see it.
Woohoo! Oh man, it's so hard when you have this open in that. There we go.
yeah,
All right, Tariq, when we get there, be like, "This is Buck and his sister's house. Let me lead off with the talking this time, and we'll make things nice and smooth between you guys."
I hope so.
We'll walk up to the door and knock.
all right. You knock on the door.
She's gonna stay behind Tariq's shield just to kind of make herself as obscure as possible.
You might not even be visible. The wall was pretty big last I remember.
Yeah, it's pretty big. There's no answer. You guys wait for a minute or two. There's no answer at the door.
I wonder if he's not home today. Perhaps. So, with that, Trick will be like, well, if he's not here, he's not at work. There's not much I know where to find him otherwise. We could check if his sister's at work back at the No Last Call, but that's the only other place I think we could find any of them.
Tariq, go ahead and give me a history check.
Ooh, history.
Getting fancy with our checks now.
Right.
So-
You don't remember seeing her when you guys were there this morning, before you guys left for the scarf.
Yeah, so I'll probably think back and be like, well, she wasn't there when we left for the fish. And I doubt, maybe they took a trip now that they were reunited, took a day on the town to try and find out if they can solve whatever's happening with her so that they can, understand more than just sign language to each other.
What exactly happened with her? I mean, it wasn't making sense between the information I had gotten from Buck and what we were experiencing.
She thought she was talking common the entire time. Something scrambled the language centers of her thought process, it seems like, because she didn't understand common and thought she still was talking the same as she always had.
Going through my mind, have I heard of any sort of magic or something like that?
Go ahead and give me an Arcana check.
Woo!
So, thinking back, you do recall that there are certain magical items that you came across one once, long time ago, when you were traveling with that group. It was the guy who was actually teaching you. He had a you're not entirely sure what it was that he was wearing that let him do it, but he had an item that allowed him to understand and speak almost any language he wanted to, with little, as far as you know, with no repercussions. You just knew that he understood every language that you ever heard him get spoken to, and him able to speak in any language that he wanted to. But you recall that when he wasn't wearing a certain outfit, he wasn't able to, he seemed unable to speak certain languages.
There is one thing I do remember. It was many years ago when I was first learning how to play. There was this troupe that came through my hometown that... The one who led it, an older gentleman, he had this way of being able to talk. I heard him speak so many languages and he could understand every single one, but I couldn't catch on any of it. There was only a couple times that I can recall him not being able to, but I can't remember what it was that made him do it.
This could be That could be a big help to them if it leads them. I believe we pointed them towards trying to find a magical solution because we thought it was magic. Me and Faint did. Maybe they went that way. I believe, if I recall correctly, that they were talking about possibly the Viziers and possibly the magic users in that area. But it's been about a month and a half. So.
Well, I needed to visit the Vizier's Tower at some point. What better time?
Yeah, maybe they've gone that way. If we could get lucky. Faith is an odd thing. And I guess that's the direction we're heading.
All right, so you guys head towards the Vizier's Tower. And Zeke, you are going from World's End to...
Hang on, he's away from computer right now.
Oh, okay. All right, then we'll stick with you guys for a little bit until he gets back. All right, so you guys start walking back towards the Vizier's Tower. Both of you go ahead and give me a perception check. Keeping out, maybe you see Buck while you're walking.
And it will only be me because Ra is happily sleeping on top of his hoard.
So, Tricky, you just get this weird feeling. Like, you could walk the way you guys came, or you could take a different route. And you just get this feeling you want to take a different route. So, instead of going up from Garden Street to Globe Row and down, you guys go down Garden Street to Vale Way and go down to the Tower Square. As you guys are walking down that way, you're both kind of looking about, keeping an eye out, and you see right in that area, you see that there's actually the reason that the street's called Garden Street. There's actually a fairly large, in between those sets of buildings, there's a fairly large park garden that you can't see on the other side of the street.
Well, this is
and you see quite a few families out enjoying just the day. And with your perception check, Tariq, you do notice Buck, Tara, and Joyce actually having a picnic underneath a tree.
I will stop a moment, tug a little bit. Picnic. What luck? Do you wish to approach them, or should we just wait and let them have a good time?
Like you said, I'll let you do the talking first.
Okay. With that, we'll just observe for a little bit, just to see how things are going.
Okay.
Don't want to interrupt if they're having a real good time. But,
Go ahead, both of you go ahead and give me an insight check. So looking at the scene before you, they look to be enjoying themselves. They're talking, all three of them seem to be talking common. You can't really see what they're saying, but they all seem to be speaking the same language. You do notice Joyce talking to them responding. So,
I will approach slowly and, of course, usual charming and smiling demeanor. Be like, just first off with, friend, it is good to see you. I was wandering the city and just saw you over here and wanted to see what you had, see how you were doing.
Give me 1 second. So you start walking over and you say friend. The first person out of the three that notices you is Joyce. And she sees both Lula and Tariq walking up because children and their amazing perception rolls. And she squeals out, Uncle Reek! And she rushes towards you and gives you a big hug.
Tariq will hug and smile and be like, yes, little one, it is good to hear you speaking in common again.
Yeah, it was a bracelet.
Drake will just look to Lula and nod like, good idea. We just will. And then we'll turn back to Buck and Tara and, of course, smile at them and be like, I am so glad you figured it out. I was really worried about that for a little bit.
We went to the Corps of Artificers, and luckily, Miss Melstar, who runs the shop, was able to notice that there was magic in the small leather bracelet that she had tied around her forearm.
I never
Tara will actually pull out a leather strap and kind of hand it over to you guys.
Drake will pick that up and be like,
It might be what's causing the other children to be doing the same thing. She kind of just...
Tariq will turn to Lula and be like, this is true. We should check back in with Summer over at the World's End. And then he'll nudge her a bit and be like, don't you have something you had wanted to say to them while we're here? And just move the shield a little bit.
She'll have her head hung a little bit and look at Buck first. I wanted to apologize for my outburst before. Things got heated and I admit I stepped out of line. I only wanted what was best for Joyce and make sure she wasn't put back in a bad situation.
I can understand your trepidation, especially with what your friend... Where did that elf woman go? But anyways, I can understand from what she was saying that he would have some reservations with sending her back to where she was from.
I am glad that things got back to normal for her at least, and things are better. However...
mostly back to normal. You guys watch as Joyce, she was having, happy that you guys were there, but she kind of wandered off, and she's, like, you guys notice she goes over to, like, it's early spring, and she rips out a flower from the ground that was still not budded fully. It's just kind of still just trying to bud, and she rips it out of the ground, and she kind of looks at it, and she starts saying something, like, you guys can't hear what she's saying, but you hear her mumbling something, and the flower blooms, and she brings it over to you, Lula, and hands it to you.
She could take it back and be like, that's...
She'll take the flower and smile a little bit. Thank you, Joyce. And she'll look to Buck.
Joyce has a huge smile on her face.
There was, I believe, I wasn't sure if I mentioned it, but I am honestly not surprised by this. And
I think I remember Tara telling me about something like that.
She'll look to Joyce. Joyce, do you still have the stone I gave you?
She nods her head and pulls it out.
May I see it just a moment?
She hands it over reluctantly, but she hands it over.
I'll give it right back, I promise. And she'll...
Okay.
She'll look to Buck and hold out her hand to show him the stone. I carry a number of these on me and give them as gifts to the children that I come across, that I help. And when we found Joyce and I handed this to her, there was a glow of magic that I do not see too often. I am not sure if it does run somewhere deep in the family or this is a result of what she's been through, but she has magic in her. There's no doubt about that. And she'll hand the stone back to Joyce.
Thank you. And she'll kind of wander off to. It looks like she goes over to like because there's a small pond in this garden area, and she just kind of sits at it and she looks like she's talking to something. While you guys continue your conversation with Buck and Tara. Yeah, she's as things have gotten kind of back to normal. She's been able to do things that she wasn't able to do before she was taken. So we were thinking it might have had something to do with her being taken.
Well,
Because our family has nothing like this.
well, you don't know sometimes. I was told once that magic in children is very strong. It's all a matter of how it manifests. In her case, we found her and 2 others in a room separated from the others. The runes that I was able to decipher are able to draw out magical potential, though it's not a natural process.
Well, most we can do is keep an eye on her, make sure nothing gets too overbearing until she gets older. Tariq and Lula, go ahead and give me a perception check.
All right.
Okay. As you guys are having this conversation, Tariq, you kind of like glance over to where Joyce is seemingly picked up a frog and is talking to it. Nobody else seems to notice this but you, Tariq.
Tariq will head tilt a little bit and be like, is the little one talking to the amphibian?
Tara will look over. That's something else that started happening after she came back.
Tariq will laugh a little bit. Who knows, maybe she'll find a prince.
Tara gives a very half-hearted laugh.
Lula would reckon. Would this be one of the spell that or some kind of magic that Lula recognizes?
Go ahead and give me an Arcana check.
Because I know what spell it is.
Yeah. you recognize the spell. It's not one that you usually run across, but you know generally the kind of magic users that can use that spell, generally.
Yeah. Night, Mom.
I have to go to work tomorrow.
Sorry, good saying goodnight.
Was there anything else that we could do for you guys, or let you know?
I guess I'm not well, there is one thing. I need to speak with the general and the other children we rescued to try and get them home where they belong. Back to their families. Because many of them seem to not be from around here.
What are your both of your passive insights?
Oh goodness, passive insight?
Passive
Yeah.
insight?
It's just 10
That's
plus
wisdom.
whatever your passives. 10 plus whatever your passive or whatever your insight score is.
17?
Ooh, I mean,
Yeah.
that's 10.
Okay. So, Lula, as you mentioned the general, you notice Buck get a little on edge. Get a little reserved when you mention wanting to talk to the general. Go ahead and give me a persuasion check.
This is going to go wonderfully. Well, maybe.
We'll see. There's really not a way to go in and talk to the general, unless you're with the Corps or guards. He's paranoid, to say the least. And he won't let anyone who isn't working on the building or for him above the first floor. So, good luck.
That's interesting to hear. So much has changed since we left town.
We know
The General of the Desert Watch took control of the Vizier's tower after the Red Star fell and the Days of Darkness came early. Vizier Zora was removed from office, so to speak. He kind of looks around. Yeah.
That may prove problematic then.
Lula, go ahead and give me an insight check, just because yours is actually pretty high. So, Buck sounds and looks like a person who is scared to talk about what you guys are talking about right now. Especially in a public place.
She's gonna look around a moment. What? I'm sure you guys, you all have been out here for quite a bit this lovely day, but I'll admit it does feel a little warmer than usual. Why don't we go inside for a drink?
You know what, Tara, I'm gonna head home, grab some more drinks for everybody, and I'll be back, in a little bit. How about you two come help me grab some drinks, and we'll bring them back for everybody? He looks to Lula and Tariq.
Tariq will look around the place first, just to eyeball if there's anything that seems unsafe or anything first off.
Go ahead and give me a perception check.
Alrighty. Where's my button? There's my button.
Okay. Looking around, it looks perfectly fine. You see a couple families in the garden park, but you don't see anything. No, you don't see any guards other than Buck, obviously, but he doesn't look like a guard. He is wearing his civvies right now.
Tariq will tap Raw on the head and be like, and just command him, go play with the little one. We'll be back in a little while.
Okay, yeah, he'll go over there and...
He's begrudgingly getting off his little pile of coins in the hood. Which Tariq will then move to a bag so he can actually have his hood back for a while, if he needs it.
Fair enough. So the three of you head off. Tara will go and keep watch, or go continue playing with Joyce, and now this little golden dragon that came from somewhere. The three of you head back to their house. Buck will lead you guys inside. Fairly well cleaned house. Fairly well kept. If a bit basic. Just the bare bones basics of amenities, luxuries, and such. They seem to be focused more on, comfort. As you guys remember, their beds were a little bit more comfortable than their living room. And Buck will actually go and you guys see that they have in the kitchen of the house, there's a fairly deep well that he starts putting a bucket into and getting water from. But he'll look over to you guys. I am not okay with what's happened here since you guys left a little over a week and a half ago.
What's been going on? First, we're charged with finding these. Well, first we find the 10 that were missing here in town. Find more outside the city. What's been going on?
I think the general is the one who's been helping the people get those kids out of town. Because he was specifically ordering guards not to do patrols, telling us to be lazy, paying us more when we were lazy.
That does not sound right.
And he took the tower with 4 guards behind him.
Only 4 were with him? And he took the entire tower?
He did it right when the star was falling. A little bit of leverage there.
That
Well,
doesn't make sense in a strategic way. If you think about it, it would have made more sense for when the star hit, like we saw. Then
He went into the tower when the star was falling. He got to the vizier's room when the star hit.
again,
He made his demands after the rocks destroyed half the tower.
that still sounds like it was pre-planned. You wouldn't strike unless something attacked first.
Why do you think he only had 4 of us with him?
do you know who these 4 were?
Go ahead and give me a persuasion check, Drake.
We're getting the juicy bits.
Okay, give me 1 second. I gotta roll something now. Yeah. He said it was just a routine inspection. That's what he said we were going to do. He just wanted to go and inspect the vizier's tower, make sure everything was up to security specifications, because he wanted to start having the guards make more of an impact. That's what he told us. That's what he told all 4 of us. It's not what he told Zora when we got to their room.
Tariq will just frown and nod. I guessed as much. It's still very strange. I believe you when you say he wasn't fully honest with you, but I'm kind of glad you were there. It means you might have more info that will help us possibly right this wrong. Looks over to Lula when he says that.
The only other thing that was weird since you guys have left was maybe 6, I want to say it was 6 days ago. A woman I'd never seen went into the vizier's tower as though she owned the place.
What did she look
She
like?
kind of shrugs. Go ahead and give me a persuasion check, Lula. I can't remember very well. She just looked like a regular commoner from the bones, which is why it was so weird that she was going into the Vizier's tower. I can't remember. It's just... can't remember exactly what she looked like.
Trico just look over towards Lula and be like, I know a woman who may be that cocky, but do you really think it was her that soon after the events we dealt with?
I mean, unless she had it wouldn't be possible. She was in, even with with how things worked out, she was at the mountain when the star hit. Unless
it took days for us to get back.
Unless she had a faster way, there's no possible way. I wonder if there was more help on the outside.
Magic.
Well, we're not super good at that stuff, so I miss a lot. She uses it once in a while. So, okay. Is there... back to Buck. Is there any other information you think could help us were we to investigate further independently?
Being honest with you two, because you've helped me so much. I wouldn't trust any of the guards in this city as far as I could throw them.
What about as far as I could throw them?
Shut up, you're not here.
Exactly, which is why it works.
I know. Trick will nod and be like, we'll keep that in mind as we look around.
Stay safe.
So shall we get these drinks back?
Sorry, what was that?
It's like, so shall we get these drinks back? And
yeah, sorry. Got lost in thought.
no worries.
It's been a stressful few weeks. And
All I know is this: if you think of anything or find out anything that could help us, I know I'll be staying at the World's End in the Bones, trying to at least help the other children.
Tariq will nod to say, and the rest of us are down at the No Last Call, so we're available there most of the time. I know your sister works down there and might get a message there to us too if need be.
Best scenario, if I need something, and I'll just have Tara ask you guys to come see me. Keep me moving down that to the wharf as minimal as possible. General doesn't want any of the guards down there for some reason.
I hope it's not the shark we killed the other day. That thing was...
You mean this morning?
Shark?
This morning? Oh yeah, it was this morning. Time flies.
There's a shark problem? What?
It's a big man-eater shark. We went out there, it ate our big barbarian friend's arm, and then we killed it later on, so... It's good.
Buck,
pulls out a little bit of the shark fin, not shark fin, but the shark leather out of his pack and shows it to him and be like, it was a little bit big. Puts it back away.
It has nothing to do with that, because guards haven't even heard about that. As he walks you guys back towards the garden park. And you guys get back to Tara, Joyce, and Raw with the water. Seems as though Joyce has been making a lot of different flowers bloom around the area for fun.
Oh boy.
It might be worth teaching the responsible magic users to not draw attention to yourself.
Yeah.
Give me one moment with her.
Tariko just nod as you say that.
Right.
She'll go over to Joyce and just kind of sit down next to her.
Hello.
Hi.
I mean,
Joyce, I have something. There's something we need to talk about.
What?
It's about what you're able to do.
Oh, the pretty flowers?
Yes. You know, I can do very similar things. Very similar. And
Really?
she will whip up, she will use, minor illusion to create a little, looks like a little ball of light just bouncing around the pond.
She looks transfixed by it. And then she does something to imitate it, but it doesn't look like a light. It looks like a little firefly following it around. I can do something like that too.
Yes. However, I only use it as... Oh, what's the easiest way to explain this? There is a... There are many ways in which to use these magics, and for some people, for you, both of us, we use them under specific circumstances, when we need to. It's fun and all, but if we use it too much, or we can draw too much attention to ourselves, and sometimes it's unwanted attention. Do you remember the people that were at the mountain?
Go ahead and give me a persuasion check with advantage for that lovely speech. So you ask her that, and she looks like a kid that is focusing very strongly on the conversation, so that way they get it. And I remember them.
Yes. Were some of those that you that you do not want to draw attention to, or attention from.
Bad people, right.
Which is why I would suggest, if you're going to use this magic, these tricks that you know, I'd suggest you only use them in your home, among your family, people you trust. It's better than to draw unwanted attention, at least until you have someone who can teach you better. I myself had someone who taught me everything I know. Maybe when you're older you can do the same, but for right now it's best to keep it within your home and your family, within people you trust. Okay?
She nods her head. Okay. Well, try not to use it so much. She looks at all the flowers that are blooming around her.
Like
Ra has a flower wreath on his head.
Oh yeah. Full on.
Like I said.
And a hula skirt.
Like I said, it is a wonderful thing, and it can be fun, but you don't want to draw too much attention. It's just for your own safety until you can find someone to teach you. Okay?
Okay.
She'll give Joyce a little, she'll hold out her arms for a hug.
I mean, you guys are the same height, so yeah, she gives you a hug. Actually, I think she's a little bit taller than you. So yeah.
Yeah. Halflings are great.
Be good for your mother and uncle, okay? And try not to scare them too much.
Try.
And she'll return to Tariq.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Rob will also return, and Tariq will to the three of them. Bye. Take care, friends. We'll be around town. We'll see you again.
Definitely, we'll see you again. Thank you for your time, Buck says, as you guys go
Roz
where
now
you
trying to
go.
Eat the wreath of flowers. I guess we should find where the big guy went now that we've accomplished ours. Wasn't he gonna go check out the people who said they'd have an arm for him?
I don't
Zeke,
know.
where are you?
Last I knew, he was going to see Selmer. He said he was going to see Selmer, correct?
Yes, that is where he last was before he went this way. That's what he had said last. But
So are you guys gonna head off to try and find Zeke then?
Let's head.
yeah, we can have a hunting montage unless you have something better for us to do.
Well, I was gonna head over to Zeke and see where the hell Zeke's at.
Let's
Is
head over
that
to
his
Zeke.
back?
We've taken up enough time.
What you doing, Zeke?
I was going to the Corps of Artificers.
All right, that'll be at the Champion's Ascent.
Over here.
Oh, that's over there?
Yeah.
Hey.
I wasn't sure. I couldn't remember exactly where it was.
I think it's the triangular building here.
Give me a sec. I will mark it right now.
I like the way this map's filling out. It's very helpful with all the little words. Though the words are a little hard to read with the color they are. They might need a little.
Yeah, I'm trying to find a color that fits but isn't so like that green.
Yeah, something that looks like it belongs there but doesn't just
Isn't
blend in.
blatantly standing out everywhere. Yeah. So you head back to the Corps of Artificers. Building same on the outside as the previous day. You head inside.
Yes, I do.
All right, you go inside. It is the same dwarven woman that you guys have seen the past 2 times you guys have come here. There is one other person in here, a gnomish man with red hair. Seems to be perusing the items that they have on the shelves.
Okay, so he's not talking with her right now?
Does not seem to be.
I'm just gonna kind of, walk up to the counter, smile broadly, go, Miss Milestar!
You know my name.
Yes, a friend a mutual friend by the name of Laura wanted me to send his regards and told me your name.
Ah, Laurel. It's been a couple days. Tell him I said hello.
I will. Now, I know I've already commissioned some work from you, but, it seems I need your help with something else.
Really?
I'm gonna kind of lean over the counter as much as I can and quietly, to not arouse the suspicion of the gnome man, just go, I need to get to the top of the Vizier's Tower.
Really now? She looks you over. Give me a sec. I think I could find a way to get you up there. Seeing as you are a friend of, since we do have that mutual friend, I could use a strong man. Did you come here with Faint previously?
Zeke came with.
I did not know.
No, Zeke came with
Okay.
me. Me and Faint came previously.
Okay. She's smart enough. So, you're friends with the little girl who's friends with the Catman, who has that fantastic barrel.
Yes, I'm friends with Catmandu. Why?
I would like the schematics for his weapon. I know he's going to be coming this way eventually. Eventually. If you could encourage him to come a little bit faster, I'd be more than happy to get you up to the top.
I don't want to guarantee that I can.
Don't need a guarantee, just some gentle encouragement would be nice.
I will speak with him and advise him for his best interest he should come here faster.
Then, come back here tomorrow. I'll have some stuff that we need to have taken up to the top of the tower, and I'll have you take it up there for me.
Okay, now, do you have an estimate on that commission that I asked of you?
Not yet. We're still trying to see if we can get the magic to actually function the way we want it to. If we can get it to do what we want it to, then we'll be able to get you an estimate.
Okay.
But we're not going to charge you for the experimentation since it's something we've wanted to experiment on for a while. So.
Alrighty, I just want to make sure I have enough to pay you.
Yes.
And oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Not a worry. Before we even get started on the construction for the arm, we will let you know how much it costs.
All right. And do you guys happen to have a cleric here?
Here? No.
Or one that could be present? Because, well, this isn't going to come out easy.
For that, yes, we have somebody on standby for that when we get to it.
All right. I was just wanted to make sure I wasn't going to bleed out before we
It's going to be a whole process, darling. Don't even worry about it.
Listen, I don't know.
I've been trying to do this for a long time. I have somebody that I would like to outfit with it, but I haven't had anybody else has been needing it. So the Corps hasn't been giving me the time of day.
I also am not sure what you guys actually do and how the whole process works. I know the cat, and now I know you, and you are the only two I know who do this kind of thing.
Yeah, the rest of them, she kind of points down, stay downstairs, working on experiments. Most of the sewer on this side is actually relegated to that. That's why you don't see many housing buildings around here.
I don't notice much of anything to begin with.
Fair enough. Well,
I'm big, I hit things, I move things, you point me in the direction, I use muscle, that's it.
Good to know. Then, when you get back here tomorrow, we'll have stuff for you to move.
Alright, so I will see you in the morning.
Bright and early.
And that's really all I wanted to take care of today.
Alright. Were you gonna head back to No Last Call?
Yes.
Okay, so you head back to No Last Call. Tariq and Lula are heading over to the World's End because they're hoping you might have headed over into that direction. And we will take a short 10-minute break so I can go to the bathroom, and maybe Faint will be here by the time we get back. Because that's what I've been kind of getting for.
Should I pause?
We've all been kind of waiting for that. We've been in a holding pattern trying to come up with things.
That said, we've accomplished some good stuff. So.
Yeah, you guys have got... Thanks to some lucky fucking rolls, you guys have accomplished quite a bit. Oh,
Tariq and Lula, the dream team.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean,
Right, so...
Tariq and Zeke did some damn good jobs, too.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie, but two dumbasses in a rowboat was probably one of the most fun.
Oh my god, that is ridiculous. I'll be right back.
I mean, it was just fun. It may not have been our greatest moment, but it was one of the most fun ones.
And it was probably one of the most entertaining ones.
Yeah, panic and run.
I'm still trying to figure out how Tariq is scared of an angry halfling.
He's not scared of an angry halfling. He just would rather shirk responsibility of talking when he can.
He just didn't want to hear you yell at him,
There we go.
so he wanted to get the fuck out of Dodge.
There we go. Perfect man instincts. Angry woman, run away.
I mean, come on, who wants to get yelled at by a sentient football?
Well, fuck you too.
I mean,
It's not my fault you're a football.
that's what we've kind of used you as so far. So, sentient football. Gotcha.
I really have to go up there tomorrow and figure that out.
Oh, the attic?
Yeah. Yeah, because now there's 2 leaks. Apparently. They're not big leaks. It's very, very small leaks, and it only happens when it rains, like, for 24 hours.
When we get our
I
head
was-
get straight.
Me and my wife were in our house about a month and a half, 2 months, and we had a hurricane hit, and it was the first heavy rains we had, and it's like, yep, here's a leak. Let's spend it only cost us about $1,000 to replace that part of the roof, luckily, because it wasn't that bad off. It was just some shingling, but it's kind of fun to go straight from, oh, we just bought a house, to, oh, we have to repair it already.
Yeah, I mean, this could be anything, really. It could just be slight separation. It could be an actual, crack or something like that.
I mean, the house
What I'm
is
gonna do
pretty
is-
old.
What I'm going to do is, once I figure out what the hell it is, I'm just going to go up there with some fucking Flex Seal and spray that in there. Call it good.
Yeah. Do you have that leather bracelet in your inventory, or can I put it in mine?
I didn't actually write it down,
I will.
but yes, you should do that, so we don't forget it's
Okay.
there.
I have leather
Good thing
bracelet
to look at it
and
later.
I have leather bracelet and in parentheses Joyce.
Yes.
Cause with this I'm going to now talk to the other two. Especially since I also want to know what their story is.
Right.
So, who wants to bet that I confused Nick when I started busting out the glass pyramid trying to figure out what it says?
I don't think he expected it.
I was trying to come up with filler because we don't have Jay.
Yeah.
I messaged him to find out how things are going, but I haven't gotten a response.
He was showing up online not too long ago.
Yeah, I know, because I think he and Lee are keeping in communication about the apartment, but I don't
Well, I
know.
mean, she was showing idle, he was showing available, so I don't know what the hell's going on.
Oh. He's idle, she's online, so I don't know.
Well, I'm gonna run off and use the restroom while Nick's gone. Back in a bit.
And then there were two.
I got my Zwei to keep me company.
Your what?
My Zwei!
Yours wireless? Why is there a
Oh,
cat?
there's a Lee!
Hi!
Oh, Lee is the cat.
Yeah, I saw you guys went on a break, I think. Maybe I
Mhm.
miss her.
No, we're on a break.
We're on a break.
Hi, how are you?
Good,
I'm
how's it
alive.
going?
Oh my god. I just realized that I still had the stream on and I was like hearing myself and it got weird. Sorry. No, I'm good. I went to dinner with my grandparents because it's gonna be like the last time I see them, so.
Ah, right. You're
Jay-
moving
Jay-
this
Saturday.
Saturday.
Fuck. Nice.
I learned the other day that I can't bring my computer on, so I have to ship it.
Ooh,
Poop.
that.
They don't allow computers. to
Oh
be
goodness. It's a desk.
Mm-hmm.
Then make
It's
sure
gonna
you
be
take
like
it apart.
$80.
Ship it.
It's gonna be like
Attached
$80.
together. My sister-in-law, she hers, and it just got broken all to pieces because she left it all together. At least detach the graphics card and put it in some
Well,
different
I have the original box with all the
Yeah.
original packaging that it came in. So
Good.
Just take it all apart and put it back in the box.
Yeah,
no, it came in the box fully put
it's a
together.
pre-built. It's a
So
pre-built.
it should
That's
be
what she's
good.
saying.
Yeah,
Put
it
it back
is.
in the box.
That's what I'm gonna
Yeah.
do.
That'll
That's
work.
it. I'm gonna put
especially
it in
if
the
you have
box,
inner
bring it
packaging.
to UPS, and say, please don't break my baby.
Fragile all over. No, don't put
Oh.
fragile over it because then they throw it.
Every
Oh my
time.
god.
Man, you
But
reminded
I'm
me
getting
again.
it shipped to Jay's parents' house because they have like a neighborhood watch that watches packages
Okay.
so that they
Ah.
don't get stolen. And
That's
I'm
good.
not shipping my extremely expensive computer to an apartment building.
That's
Yeah,
why
no.
I shipped my 2080 Ti to my parents' house instead of mine.
Dude, I'm so. Everything is happening. I'm very stressed.
That's probably
Excited.
gonna be how it is.
So there's one thing that I've learned in life: stress, nervous, excited, all the same emotion, all the
Yep.
same feeling.
Nervous sighted.
Yep.
You're excited. I got Larry. I got Lacey's. I'm tired. I got Lacey's thunder shirt, which helps with anxiety, so that she hopefully will have less anxiety on the plane.
Yay.
So that's good. I got it off eBay because these things are generally like $30-something, but but I found one on eBay for like 17. That's good.
Yay!
So I got it for a lot cheaper. And you liked it. It brought you food. They were like, to make the dog feel more comfortable with it, put treats on it and then bring the treats to her on the thing, like it's bringing her food. And I was like, that sounds stupid, but okay.
It makes sense.
Yeah. It does. But yeah, no, Jay went to pick up the keys, so he's got the keys and signed the lease, and the lease apparently has no amendments about pets. So Lee
Nice.
gets to do whatever the fuck she wants.
That's lucky. Goodness.
Although, make sure you guys had to pay a deposit, right?
No, but if we got another dog, we would.
Not a pet
Okay.
deposit, just a security deposit.
Lacey is an emotional support animal, so she doesn't have to have things paid for her. They
Mm.
Alright,
legally
I
cannot
was
charge
meaning-
us.
Not a
security
pet
deposit.
Like
deposit.
a general
Security.
deposit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, they
Yeah.
paid a general deposit and stuff.
Yeah, that could still be not given
Yeah.
back if damage is made. That's what he's getting.
Well, yeah,
Mhm.
no, but like,
But, yeah.
just because we have, it's not like I'm gonna get like 80,000 pets and gonna damage the whole apartment. No,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be
I
very
mean,
careful.
my cats tore the crap out of parts of the carpet in our old apartment, and they still paid us back a couple
There-
hundred bucks.
Yes,
by the end of it.
This apartment has no carpet. It is vinyl floorings and tiles. Vinyl floorings that look like wood. But they're easy to clean.
They're easy to clean, but I really still don't care for vinyl.
No, I don't
can't live
either.
without
I
carpet.
really don't either. I
I
hate
want to
no,
get rid
but
of most
no.
of the carpet in the
I have
house, but I'll
animals.
keep some.
Animals make carpet gross. Like, even if they don't, like, Lacey doesn't have accidents. But, like, still, like, the
Right.
friggin' fur gets everywhere.
I'd rather have just real hardwood, you know?
Yeah, well, that's not. When you live in an apartment, you get what you get. You don't get
My-
upset.
My feet are too sensitive for hardwood and hard floors. I like soft things, guys.
I mean, I'll keep carpet probably, even when we were.
I mean, I'm gonna get carpets to, like, cushion the floor.
I just
We're
love
gonna get, like,
carpet
area
everywhere.
rugs.
Carpet
Just
everywhere.
all the carpets. Giant bean bags. I like squishy things. That's why I can't like guys ever. It's because I like squishy too much.
Squish, 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 squish.
Exactly!
Lee, you said you're not getting 80,000 pets?
No, sadly.
Just
But-
800.
We're gonna get, so this is the plan right now. We're gonna get, so once we get there, we're gonna get a snake. And then 3 months after the snake, once we're settled in and relaxed, and we have 3 months after the snake, and we both have jobs, it's more like 3,000 snake. It's not 3,000 snakes. It made my brain stop working because I was reading while I was thinking. So, 3 months after I get a job, we have and the snake. Like once everything's settled, and we both have a job that's bringing in like, you know, money, we're gonna get a puppy.
Good
But
luck.
Lee, if you do get 8,000 pets, you could have a Lee-nagerie.
I
Oh,
want
dear. Why
to-
are you allowed to speak?
I love it.
You're not the bard. You don't get to make puns.
Hey, the rogue
he's
can
a
make
dad.
puns
He's
too.
allowed to make puns.
It's not that either.
I mean, the barbarian can make horrible jokes too, guys. Jeez.
The Barbarito.
The Barbarito.
I mean, I made that really bad disarmed joke.
Yeah,
Yes,
did.
and we're all still regretting that moment.
I'm not.
All right.
Horrible dad jokes
Shall
are my
we
forte.
continue?
See, as long as
Okay.
there's one person who loves my cheesy jokes, I'm gonna keep making them.
I will
So
love
y'all
them
fucked.
forever.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll go fun. Bye.
Bye.
I realized we're still all in out of game.
Yeah, we are. Hey guys, I'm gonna move over to the other thing right now. Okay?
I'll be right there.
I realized that like an hour and a half ago and went, wait, did we ever move?
I realized it before we went on the break that we hadn't moved, and then I forgot by the time I got back from my break. Okay, so Lula and Tariq, you guys make your way over to the world's end.
Well, this
Go ahead and give me perception checks real quick.
Perception. It's a great way to start back our.
Okay, yeah. You guys hear the kids playing off on the side, but you don't really pay much attention to it. It sounds like you're squelching of muddy dirt, but you guys go inside anyways. And you see somewhere in there.
Nobody sees
You
Laurel.
You see the older kids in there. You still don't see the younger kids.
I don't see the big guy. I think we'd notice him looking around.
Yeah, he's kind of hard to miss.
Maybe he went back to. Maybe went back to where we have rooms to, complain more at the pissing fisherman.
Maybe. Still need to figure out how to talk to the general, but I guess that's on hold for right now. And she's going to go over to Selmer and at least go up to the bar.
Yes.
There's a bit of bad news, Selmer. This may not be as easy as I thought. We've run into a bit of a snag, so I'll do my best to speed things along, but it won't be an easy process.
That's fine that all these kids are working harder than their parents ever did to find them. So, honestly, this might be a better option than having them find their parents. We'll see.
Well, you never know. After all, some of them could very well be from another place. Across the sea, another continent. It's not exactly easy to get from there to here. Took me 4 years before I ever came to Hadrim.
That's because it takes you 2 years to cross a room with your tiny legs.
Fuck you.
I hear the voice of in the back of my head and chuckle to myself.
The voice of Jeff in the back of your mind. The horrible dad jokes that are said out of character are going to be the voice of Jeff now.
Okay.
Gosh.
I would.
If you're okay with that, I will. That's what's going to happen.
If they're worthwhile, he would make them.
Okay.
If they're really crappy ones, he probably wouldn't.
Then if you
High
you want
quality.
whatever. Yeah, there we go. All right. So you guys.
I never did. Shoot, I never did get the names of those two. The two children that were close to Joyce. Where are they currently?
Oh, the two that still only speak Elfin. And she kind of points across the room, and you hadn't noticed them before because you're kind of focused on your task of finding Zeke. But you do see them kind of sitting by themselves, kind of talking to each other. Sounds like Elven, you think? Treek, you're pretty sure they're talking to each other in Elven. You can't really read their lips, but it looks like that.
It's all fancy. It's Elven sounds like it looks in writing. It's all frilly and cursive in the words.
Yep.
I didn't
Lips
know you
are
could speak
completely
in
different.
cursive.
Elven.
That's pretty much Elven is speaking in cursive.
Elven and Celestial. That's speaking in cursive.
Oh, so you're telling me I can speak in cursive?
Sure.
Probably
read
in
it.
character. I know Lula got their names, but I didn't. So
That is correct because I hadn't had names for them yet.
That would be why.
Let me find where I put those notes. Real quick. Give me a second. Oh my goodness. Okay, that's fantastic to know. Shit. I might have misplaced my notes.
Yay.
Oh, no!
Yeah, it sucks when they're on 3 different apps.
You try.
Give me a hot second. Yeah, you would have found out that their names were Simon and Tabitha.
Simon, Tabitha. Okay. Yeah. She'll walk up, put her notes down. Simon, Tabitha, I wanted to talk to you a little more, if that's all right.
In Elvish, do you speak Elvish, Lula?
I do not.
So
I'll be
to
floating over with her, so.
Reek, they look at you because they know that you speak Elvish because they've talked to you before. She wants to talk to us? About what?
I'll respond to her and I'll poke Lula. Hand me the the thing we got from Joyce, the leather.
Oh, she'll reach in her pocket and pull out the leather band.
Alright, Jake would take Evan over to him. We've found this with Joyce. Do any of you have something similar that was given to you by the lady?
Both of you go ahead and give me persuasion checks. Separately.
Ay.
Not bad. Okay. Yeah, both of them will look to Tariq as you ask the question and nod their heads. Yeah, we have something like that, but what would that have to do with us having this?
A thought crosses
Okay.
Lula's mind, and she's gonna put the bracelet on.
Yeah. Okay, you put the bracelet on. Nothing seems to happen.
Tariq will look over at her and be like, and then look back. This was magically allowing Joyce, or forcing Joyce to speak Elven and think it was her natural language. We just wondered if the same could be affecting you. And then look over and see if it'll work with Lula.
You said that all in Elvish?
Yeah.
Yeah, Lula, you understand every single word he's saying. Now.
Yeah, she'll look up at Tariq like...
You just learned cursive, girl.
like she's
cursive bitches.
yeah, like she's heard she's heard Pandora and Tariq both speak Elvish, but now she can understand it clear as day.
It sounds like common to you.
Mm-hmm.
When he's talking, it's like when you put the bracelet on, it doesn't sound like he's speaking in that same Elvish. It sounds like he's just speaking normal common to you.
She'll look to Simon and Tabitha. Because until I put this on, I couldn't understand you.
What do you mean? You couldn't understand us. Why do you keep talking to us then?
Because
Because she's not very smart sometimes, it's okay.
Fuck you, kid.
Because I want to help you as best I can. That is my job. My purpose. Can you tell me more about...
Why?
Before
The little boy is looking at you like you're fucking crazy. Though, when you say it's your purpose to help them, he looks at you like you're insane.
Tariq's gonna make a little circular motion to Ra's shoulder, and Ra's gonna float carefully above her head and make the shape of a halo. Floating above her head. We've practiced this. Just for pure laughs.
Does Ra have performance?
I don't think he does. I think
Go ahead and give me a straight dexterity check for him
if
then.
he can circle properly.
Yeah, see if it turns out the way you want it to.
I mean, it could be the lumpiest ass halo.
Oh no, it's actually pretty good. Yeah, no, he actually wraps himself around and grabs onto the end of his tail and actually is like flying in a circle around and making it actually look like a really good halo. Golden one, to be fair, too.
And he's going to be doing this quietly to see if she sees him above it.
Based off of her passive, since she's just having a conversation, she doesn't seem to notice him yet. So why is it your purpose to help us? Why are you, little girl, trying to help us?
You're small, she's small, we're all small. It's a small world after all.
I am not small.
You're not small.
It's hard to explain. But it was a task given to me by someone. I just want to know your story. What happened before you came here? And how can I help
Go ahead and give me
better
another
your
persuasion
future?
check.
Huh?
Go ahead and give me another persuasion check.
And the last bit is to better your future.
Mhm.
Oh, this is gonna go well.
Actually, it is. This is actually going very well for you.
I'm surprised.
You lucky duck.
I do
Let's
have
see.
lucky.
The lady saved us. We got taken from our families and she saved us. And then you saved us. He looks at you confused because in his mind, Lady Tremaine saved his life. And then you guys came and said, no, we're saving your life. So, yeah.
What do you remember of your parents? Your home?
He's kind of shaking his head when you mention his parents. I don't care about them. They don't matter. They let me go. They didn't care.
Is there, or at least did you notice any reason why they would let you go? There is always a reason. It is never just they don't care.
Have you ever tried to ask somebody who doesn't care why? They don't care. They're not going to tell you why they don't care about you.
What about what was home like before?
There wasn't. That room you found me in was the only time I've ever had a roof over my head, except for now.
And she'll look to Tabitha. Is it the same for you?
She just nods her head in agreement. Quietly.
I see. I can't say There's only one person I can say never cared. And that was my brother. He got into some trouble and had me take the fall. I can say he could have cared less what happened to me. So yes, I do understand in some form. But at the same time, you can't let it define you. Yes, people can save your life, but sometimes it's for the most selfish of reasons.
Lula, while you're talking, go ahead and give me a perception check. Tariq, you can go ahead and make one as well.
Yay. Let's see.
Why is my perception shit?
We don't see it.
Yeah, you guys notice Robin just kind of drop his head, and you hear something, but you can't make out what he says. Simon, sorry.
My name is Simon. To do drawings. Okay.
Is something wrong, Simon?
At least he cared enough to think about you.
All I know.
Looking at Simon and Tabitha, they both have a very, very dark air around them. Like as you're talking to them, both you and Tariq are just getting this very dark feeling from both of them. Like they've either been through some horrible shit and they're like, it was, from what you're looking at, it looks like it was their parents who did the horrible shit to them. like that's the kind of mood you're getting from what they've been telling you. It's just like, yeah, it's just dark, very melancholy.
Heavy.
Super heavy.
Yeah, feeling that aura around them, Lula will, kind of hang her head a bit, and I think we're done for now.
Tariq will nod and be like, almost. And he'll take the band off of Lula and just ask his, can you prove us either right or wrong and take yours off and see if you understand her again?
What do you mean? We can already understand her. She just
Nudge,
can't
nudge.
understand us.
Can you understand me now? With the now that she has the band off.
You've
Basically.
been hearing them speaking in Elvish this entire time. Tariki says, yeah, I can understand you. I just don't like talking when somebody doesn't understand me.
Tariq will chuckle and be like, okay, so they unlike Joyce, they still understand common. Because she looked confused at the common.
Mm-hmm. Seems to be something slightly different with these than hers.
Yeah, they haven't lost the understanding like but they can't speak it, which is interesting. And I'm assuming that's a no on their part to taking their band off.
Go ahead and give me a persuasion check for that, actually.
I'm going to persuade thing. Hopefully it works.
Here's a rolling
Well, it
too damn
fucking
good on all
should.
the fucking persuasions. Jesus. Tabitha will actually nod her head. Simon seems to have gone into his own thoughts and started to actually shut you out of his perception.
Out of
Kind of just shutting down.
Lord,
Going,
let me see you grit those teeth. You just can't
and she'll lift up her skirt up to just above her knee, and you see there is a leather band tied on there. And she'll untie it and take it off and hand it to you. And she'll say, I don't know what that was supposed to do. Lula, you understand her. It's in common.
Well, she's not speaking Elvish.
Tariq will say back to her in Elvish, can you stand me?
She looks at you confused. What?
He'll go back to common. That's what that did. I was speaking in that language the whole time, whereas she was speaking like this the whole time, and you didn't.
She puts her hand back out. Can I have it back?
Tariq will nod and smile and hand it back to her and be like, of course Lula going to take it from you.
She takes it and ties it back on her leg.
Tariq just doesn't care. He's like, he just wanted to know for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Who cares?
Go ahead, actually, while you have it, go ahead and give me an Arcana check, just to see if you notice.
Doop.
You do, actually. So on Joyce's, it, around on the leather, engraved into it is Elvish. Essentially, know everything, understand everything, know nothing, is what it says. It is a very weird combination of Elven for you. But when you see Tabitha's, hers also has Elven on it. It just says, know everything, understand everything.
There's different inscriptions on hers than on Joyce's. That would explain why they still understand the common. And I'll hand Joyce's back to Lula to put away.
Okay. Yeah. Simon and Tabitha seem to just go back into conversation as you guys are leaving it. Drake, you catch bits about Lady Tremaine, and hopefully she comes back to find them as you guys leave.
Lula's gonna be clutching her necklace as they're leaving.
You guys didn't find the big man, but you found some answers to some questions.
Yeah, Trick will sigh and be like, I bet the big man's back drinking at our current home. He likes to do that a lot. At the very least, we might could check in with Mr. Kitty Man if we get lucky.
Alright. So the two of you head towards No Last Call.
Yep, usual watching around and seeing if anything cool's happening in the streets.
Alright. Both of you go ahead and give me perception checks.
Yeah, just before we leave, she's gonna put her papers back in her bag, so she's not carrying those around.
Okay. Don't want them to get lost in a wind. The wind of a natural one.
I love those. They're always fun.
Right. Yeah, as you guys walk through town, nothing really out of the ordinary catches your eye. Just the presence of the guard is palpable in the city. And you do see, as you guys get closer to the wharf, there is one large ship coming in. Seems to be a fishing vessel. One of the larger fishing vessels of Tisra. It has a net on the side of the boat, just filled with fish. Like, you're not even sure how many tons of fish that vessel might be carrying on its sides. They had a very large haul.
Seems us taking out the shark has benefited the fishers.
Yeah. But
And you guys enter the No Last Call Tavern.
I will listen to what she was saying.
getting rid of the shark may have helped, but the city feels, at least, it's starting to feel as it did when we first arrived.
Well, that's good. It's an improvement. Walks in, we are going to look around for the big man.
Zeke, are you downstairs in the bar or in a room?
I'm downstairs in the bar.
All right. He is sitting at the bar, glaive, shield tied to the glaive.
Is he telling the story?
No, I'm not recounting the story. I'm tired of recounting the story.
Yeah, probably.
I've told it 3 times today. No, about 5 times today.
Yeah,
I'm
5.
done.
Yeah, so you guys see him sitting by himself on the side of the bar, just kind of drinking, soaking in the fucking day. Yeah. Pretty hard to miss.
Yeah, I'll walk straight up to him. You can do what you want, little. I'll walk straight to the big guy. and just put my hand on his shoulder and be like, "Ah, there you are." Was
Yeah,
your,
I'm
task
not
a
hard to
success?
miss. I have to go help the people who make fancy things tomorrow.
What are you doing for them?
Carrying heavy things.
A little bit of silence. Any more details than that might be worth telling us?
Not really. I asked them to help me with something. They said in exchange they wanted me to carry heavy things, so I'm going to carry heavy things. I mean, who better than me to carry heavy things?
Lula's gonna step up to them. I'm thinking tomorrow I'm gonna see about a library. There's some things I would want to look up. Important things.
If you want, you can help me carry heavy things.
We would need more details to agree to this.
I'm talking to her. I want to see her try and carry heavy construction material.
Tariq's just gonna glare at me and be like, "Don't you think I'd want to see that too?"
Unfortunately,
John, you want to help me carry heavy construction material tomorrow?
I mean,
I'm
sounds
not
more
exactly
interesting
built
than
for lifting.
Well, not in that way of terminology, no.
No, but honestly, I'm just loading things into the Vizier's tower for him.
Dink.
What?
What?
This may be more convenient than you will ever know, friend.
The fuck are you talking about?
Let's just say no one outside of the artificers or anyone working on the tower is allowed inside. By
And
order of the general.
I'm gonna be helping them carry their heavy stuff into there.
Exactly. That would give us access to possibly around a little bit because things sound fishy. Just you literally hear him
Listen.
lowering his tone as he says that.
Listen,
Maybe we should go to another room to talk. After
Do
what
we all
happened
we all
earlier.
still have rooms? Yeah, we all still have rooms.
Yeah, you guys still have the keys from the last night that you guys spent here, so.
Yeah, because we didn't
Those
leave
rooms are
town.
still
We've
available.
not swapped rooms at all.
Yep.
Yeah, let's go to one of these rooms. You know, I'm curious about what happened to that bed after I put it in you. It put you in the other night. So I want to see how bad that arm of yours scratched up. Let's go to Zeke's room.
okay, oh yeah.
All right. You guys enter Zeke's room. The three of you go inside, immaculate.
These guys are way too good at their jobs. We're tipping them good, right?
You don't know how much Laurel's paying them, but probably enough.
That man is quite mysterious.
Yeah,
Alright,
he's a-
so listen. The whole reason I went and talked to the smart people who make good things is because I went and talked to Laurel and he doesn't even know what the hell that little pyramid thing I have is.
Well, we've been running around, talked to Buck, found out a bit more about Joyce, and let's just say things are definitely not as they appear.
What you mean?
The general literally stormed the tower before the star even hit the city.
Okay.
Does that sound accurate?
I wasn't here. How would I know?
Well, thinking about it, you wouldn't
I was-
technically...
Listen, while that was happening, I was trying to convince you to let me throw children at a flying animal.
What I mean is, why would you storm a tower before it's even under attack?
Because, let's look at it this way. Oh shit, what's that in the sky? Everybody, go check it out. Oh no, now we're defenseless. Insert army. Oh no, now we're all dead.
Would you believe us if we said there was only 4 that stormed the tower with the general?
Okay, insert rank and file. Not an entire army. Who cares how many people it was? If the tower is defenseless because people are trying to figure out what the big thing in the sky is, it's the perfect time.
Right, and they weren't. This is what she's getting at. This was, I mean, this wasn't. This was an opportunistic strike for sure. This was a, hey, people are panicking, let's go in here. What we learned as well from Buck was that the 4 that went with him weren't really told what they were doing. They were told it was a routine inspection. So.
Okay, so they lied and gained access.
So you're with us here, right? That this sounds odd and something we need to look into, correct?
I will agree that it sounds odd. I will, however, ask what the fuck it has to do with me.
You like to hit things, right?
I am currently in the middle of doing something else.
You like to hit things, right?
Basically, we need to get into to speak with the general. And the only way we can do that is if it's someone from the Court of Artificers or someone working with them. You currently have a job with them.
Okay. First things first, I'm gonna handle my business first.
That's fine, do it. But we're gonna go with you and help you in there, and we might break off a little bit while you finish your business.
If y'all fuck this up for me, expect to go flying out of a window. As for the tiny thing, I throw very far.
I mean, there is a good, 2 football fields town square just to the west side of the Vizier's Tower, so you could gauge how far you throw them, too.
Ra will float up and do the muscle thing and then point and chuckle as he can then float back into the hood. Reminding him
flew away before I had a chance.
Reminding him he's killed almost as much as him.
And what I'm getting at with this is especially something that Buck said. The fact that there was a woman that went into the tower after the general took over.
Yeah, which could have been our girl from back at the caves.
And I get the feeling there might be a connection. I don't know if there is, but call it a hunch.
But we done already fucked her up. She's not a threat.
I mean...
The shark was a bigger threat than she was.
She did do much more damage to us at the party than the shark did. I mean, the shark ate your arm, but it did jack squat to anyone else.
I did more damage to the elf than she did.
Tariko just laugh a little. That is right. You did wreck that
come on!
You did wreck that elf, but are you telling me that if there's something fishy up and we want to solve this problem, you don't want any of the glory at all?
I don't care about glory. I care about figuring out what the fuck is going on with this stupid pyramid thing and why it glows and why I love it so much. And then when I'm done with that, I need to figure out why this shield gets so damn shiny the longer you look at it. I need to know about these shiny things. These shiny things call to me. Possibly because they're shiny.
What kind of shiny things you think we'd be rewarded with for saving the town?
I already have my hand full of shiny things. I'm sorry.
Then why do you... I thought you liked shiny. What's going to
do.
happen when you've solved those 2 shiny things?
Then I will find more shiny things.
What if you have more ahead of time?
Why would I get more ahead of time?
Because you can.
I have my hand and glaive full of shiny things right now. I can't handle more shiny things right now.
Out of character. This is hilarious.
I know.
Yeah, that's why I love my push to talk, because I can just be laughing my ass off while you guys are talking, and you'll never know.
So freaking hard here. Oh man.
Point is that tomorrow when you go to work with the artificers, we just need your help getting inside. Can you at least do that for us?
I can try, but if they tell me you walking in means that I can't get to the top, you're not walking in.
Fine, and then we'll find our own way in.
Like I said, I will try and get you in, and you can do whatever you want. But if you mess this up for me, you will go for another fly ride.
I'm prepared. But
Tariko just look him back in the eye while she's saying that, and be like, remember, if not for me, you wouldn't even be standing there. So
I'd have figured something out.
However, I'm gonna go back and talk to that lady in the Court of Artificers. I want to talk to her about the bracelet that we got off Joyce.
sounds good. I'm never actually been to this place, so I'll go along. Might as well see what's there. Never been.
Okay.
You'll like it. She's nice.
Oh, was Laurel still at Thorol's Inn?
Yeah.
When you left, he was. Lil and Drake haven't seen him, so.
Because their perception sucks.
Yeah, that was the worst roll.
So you guys don't know if he was still there?
Nope.
We don't recall seeing him.
Well, so I'm gonna go try and see if he's there. You guys have fun.
We're just going around in circles tonight, aren't we?
I mean, you guys are trying to get information. That's what's happening, and this is what happens when you try to get information. You guys go where you
I'm
think
not
you need to
gonna
go.
lie, I was getting a little pissed that we weren't getting information.
I honestly feel like I'm playing one of my Sherlock Holmes games and just going around in circles
waiting
trying to find everything.
Waiting for Zeke to say Vizier's Tower was like.
Oh,
really,
that was beautiful.
Really?
Listen, I'm true neutral for a reason.
Right?
I look out for number one. Fuck everyone else.
Alright, so Lula, Tariq, you head over to the core. Zeke, you head up to...
Thorol's End.
Yes.
I'm looking for Laurel.
Yeah.
Doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doo.
So, you guys go your respective ways. You guys still have not... Like, you guys were at No Last Call. You didn't see Faint there in the bar. You didn't hear him in his room when you guys kind of passed by it and listened to it. You didn't hear him.
I wonder what our silly little kitty man is doing.
But you guys walk
With it-
across town.
You don't think he's doing disturbing things with his clone, do you?
I don't even want to know what's going through your mind.
But Tariko just be like, what was with the accent?
Look, just keep your thoughts to yourself, okay?
Tariko will smile and be like, my thoughts are always my own. And then continue walking.
Go ahead and roll me a d6, Tariq.
A D6.
Yeah.
Wah, wah, wah.
I
You know,
changed things a little bit.
dice.
Go ahead and roll me a stealth check on that one other thing that we've got going on.
I was about to ask, was that regarding the accent thing? Because that caught her off guard quite a bit.
Oh, is it a Tariq
No.
thing?
No.
So, Lula, as you turn around and say, keep your thoughts to yourself, you watch as Tariq seems to get angry at the words? You're not sure, as his body seems to morph and change, get a little bit bigger and hairier.
hood up. A little bit more gruff of a voice comes out. Be like, small one, my thought ways. Just sort of gravelly and continuing on as if nothing happened. But there's difference.
Ah, it's a sleeper agent. Yourself is his trigger word. Nobody say it ever.
Go ahead and give me a nature check, Lula.
Oh boy. Really?
You have no idea what just happened to Tariq. It wasn't magic. You've never seen something like this happen to somebody before. But he's playing it like nothing happened? Question mark.
Yeah, playing it like nothing
After we're
happened.
done, we need to sit and have a serious talk. I'll explain me, you explain you.
He'll look down at her and be like, what are you talking about? We've been traveling together a while. And just eyes back on the mission. Like, completely, we're going here. I'm just gonna keep moving no matter what.
Okay. And she'll just kind of walk a couple steps behind him.
All right. So you guys hadn't quite gotten all the way to the front of the Corps of Artificers. So Eric, go ahead and give me a perception check to see if he can see where it's at and figure it out with Lulamoon walking behind him now.
But I'm sure as hell going in this direction.
So, Lila, you realize as you're following behind this individual that once was Tariq, you guys end up wandering in a path that wasn't where you were trying to go. And we're going to head over to Zeke. You made it over to the world's end.
That's a meek. I mean me.
Zorikyo.
Laurel, let's see, at this point it would have been maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours. Most of the kids are still outside. The younger ones seem to have gone in. Wet footprints going inside, not muddy footprints. It's just kind of weird. But you don't see Laurel outside.
Then I go inside.
All right, you go in. Laurel seems to be having a glass of water at the bar. Maybe it's vodka, you're not sure.
I'm just gonna go sit next to him. How you doing?
Well, hello there, my big friend. You go see our friend Miss Milestar.
Yeah, she says hi.
Very nice. Was there something else you needed from me?
So, she's gonna help me out. Get up to the Vizier's Tower tomorrow. However, if this is truly big enough for me to read these letters, I don't know if I'll be able to do it from the roof. I may need some assistance.
Right.
You see what I'm getting at?
Yep, I see what you're getting at. I should be able to help out with that. Let me just double check to see what languages he knows. I'm 99% sure it's a shit ton, but I have to double check.
Now, is it a metric shit ton or a standard shit ton?
It is a standard shit ton, so a little bit less, but still a lot.
Right.
Yeah, I can help you out with that. He stands up from the bar. I'm gonna do some measurements real quick, just so I know where the words are gonna end up.
Yeah, I don't want to get this all set up and get all the way up there and then not be able to read it.
That would suck.
Exactly.
Yeah. Let's see. He heads out to the front door of the bar and stares up at the top of the vizier's tower, and seems to be doing calculations of some kind. Right. So, if you could face it with one of the faces of the pyramid pointing towards the north, I should be able to get it within the city.
All right. Is that where the big town center is?
So it's that way, and he points up towards that way.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Do I owe you anything for all the help you're giving me?
There's help that you're giving me too with this, so don't worry about it.
What am I doing for you?
Are you the only one that Miss Milestar has going up to the top of the tower?
As far as I know. I'm carrying heavy things for her.
There are other things she's taking up to the top of the tower tomorrow.
All she told me is that she needed muscles to carry heavy things.
Yes. Exactly right. Heavy things. That's all you need to worry about.
Okay, one last request. If you don't mind, of course.
Well, I'll hear the request and I'll let you know if I mind or not.
So, I have this amazing new shield, where if you look at it long enough, it gets all shiny and not dented.
Right, the one that's on your glaive.
Yes, the one that's on my arm, because it's currently my arm.
Right.
So, can you tell me why the longer you stare at it, the more it gets shiny and less dingy?
I mean, I can try and do the same thing that I did for the pyramid when you showed it to me earlier.
That's more than I can do.
He'll hold on to the shield. He's not going to try and untie it and take it off your glaive arm.
Say it with such disdain, why don't you? Jesus.
God, a glaive arm. The fuck?
A glavam.
Let me double check the shield real quick, because I know what shield it is. I just gotta... So I tell you the right information.
Yay, information.
Oh, this is actually a pretty basic shield. Increases your ability to defend yourself a little bit more. And it makes it to where any magic casters have a lot harder time hitting you with everything.
Oh, good. I like that.
So essentially, you have advantage on all saving throws against spells and magical effects, and any spell attack has disadvantage on you.
I really like that.
It does require attunement, so you gotta spend some time with it. Let it know that you're the boss. And then you should be able to get the full effect of the shield, no problem.
So it's advantage on rolls against what?
Advantage on saving throws against spells and other magical effects. So if I do something that's a creature's special ability, and it's like, but is it a magical effect? Yes, you have advantage on the saving throw.
Right, or like
Such
magical
as
traps.
Yeah, exactly. And then spell attacks have disadvantage against you. That's why it was expensive.
Where's the side?
This is a good barbarian shield.
Why is there something random on the screen?
I'm looking to edit the token. I just
Oh, okay.
but I'm trying to shrink it. Can I even shrink it, or is it have
That's a me thing.
All right, shrink him down to standard size. I need to make him round like the other.
It's new, Tariq.
Yes.
See, I thought we were talking about this thing. This thing has been bugging me all session.
What
Oh,
thing?
haha, that's
This actual token. It's like an arcade token that says no cash value on it.
It was
that's
that was the wizard that you guys shot out of the sky.
He's still there? Jesus Christ!
I hadn't removed
He
his
was
corpse
very,
from
very
the field.
slowly going away.
Decomposed by a cleric every day, turned into flowers. So yeah, he lets you know that, and
Well, thank you. Thank you very much.
do you want your arm to stay like that? He looks at
No,
the wave.
I have the dwarf lady making me a shiny arm.
Okay.
Why?
Is that what I mean, if you want, I could just give you your arm back. I have that ability. I can do that.
But I would also like the shiny arm eventually, and I'm gonna have to pretty much wrench this out of my bone. So I'll take my arm temporarily, but I'm just letting you know I'm gonna cut it off again.
How about we
And
just
I'm just
wait
gonna
till
blink
you
at him
have
a couple
the shiny
times.
arm, and then we'll just put them together.
Shiny arm and real arm together?
Well, more than use my ability to help with that process.
Whatever you say. And I'm just gonna give him the blank stare.
Have a good night. He goes back to
You
his wife.
too.
And Laurel goes back inside and continues drinking his water.
I'm going to follow him in and order a pint of ale.
All right. Lula, go ahead and give me just a straight D20 roll.
Okay.
Okay. So you guys go a ways before you realize you guys are walking for a good almost hour and a half, 2 hours before you realize, Lila, that this creature has no idea where it's going. It does not know where the core of Artificers is, and you let him lead.
Where is that damn building?
Tariq, I think we might have missed the turn.
You guys end up down there.
He'll turn around. Odd thing, he hears the right name even if you speak just an odd bit. He hears it as his current name, just as a side effect of what happened. He'll turn to you and be like, well, why didn't you say something, Pipsqueak? And turn around and start falling back. Just sort of lumbering after you, but a bit of elegance to the lumber walk.
Okay. Tariq, seriously, what is going on? This is not you. You never call me that.
He'll just crouch down and be like, what are you talking about?
You never...
Just sort of head tilt.
You have
Yeah,
never
just-
called me Pipsqueak. It has always been Little One. What has gotten into you?
You'll see a puzzled look on his face. Now that he's down in your face, you notice that he has the face is fully changed. There's a scarred side. The eye that usually is bright, Jeff blue, is now completely white. No pupil, no iris to it. And there's a scar across that side of the face. You notice, of course, the little teeth of the hobgoblin stuff, and just little furry of him. And he's like, it just looks puzzled for a second there. He's like, I have no idea what you're talking about. And just stands back up. Let's just get where we're going.
All right. So you two continue back to the core.
She'll take the lead even though she's hesitant about him.
All right.
You'll follow. Nothing really shifty about him towards you, but he's keeping eyes on everything that moves otherwise.
Go ahead and
You
give me a
sense-
perception check.
You sense there's still a trust there, and there's still an ally there, even if he looks different and is behaving different. Nope.
Okay. Yeah. Nothing out of the ordinary. There's a lot of people.
There's so many people.
And they all look poor. They don't look useful at all. Yeah, you guys head back towards the main streets, find your way through the town square again, and then head the proper direction to the Corps of Artificers and enter the building.
Walking in, looking around, sort of casing the place, looking to see what was there and what was there first off.
So Lily, I assume you enter first?
Yeah.
Okay, so you enter, and the dwarven lady is like, oh, sees the hobgoblin coming in behind you and pulls a crossbow from below the counter. We don't serve those kind of creatures in here.
You'll just, there'll be a very mean glare coming from now Zithrom, just staring her down and being like, just a bit of a grunt, being like, just look around a bit and be like, I'll wait outside, Pipsqueak, and just turn back around and walk out and just go lean on the outside.
She'll grimace a little bit as
Do you know you had a hobgoblin following you this whole time?
she'll look at the dwarf. It's a story I have yet to hear. And she'll approach the counter and hold out
Got
the
that
bracelet.
quizzical eyebrow.
And holds out the bracelet. What can you tell me about this? I know a little bit from what was told, but what can you actually tell me about it?
A bunch of fancy little doodads today. Let me see that. And she will cast Identify on it, because she has the spell, and identify it. Hers is a soft gray energy that just seems to swirl around the item, and then from her left arm swirl across it, and then swirl up her right arm. Well, this is a band that lets you understand Elven, know Elven, and that's it.
That's
Literally, that's all you get. It causes you to actually forget every other language that you may know.
it. So say I were to wear it. I could understand Elven.
And that's it. If I were to put it on Elven, that's it.
How long does it take to make something like that?
I wouldn't want to make something like this. But generally just making it, let's see, take a little over 8 days to make one of them.
What about 3 of them?
I mean, if they're all this level, then just times it by 3 and there you go.
She'll
But if they're any more complicated or intricate than these ones are, then it would take obviously longer time. Fucking elves.
She'll take the bracelet back.
Yeah. Miss Milestar will hand it back very willingly because fucking elves. Did you need something else, little one?
I'm not entirely sure. There may be something, but I need to think about it a little more. I'm sorry to have bothered you on something so trivial. You have a good day.
Alright, you too. Be here if you need me. This is where I work, so no bother.
And she'll head out and look for Tariq if he hasn't wandered far.
Well, she'll find our now, she doesn't know the name of yet, but now more of Zithrom leaning back against the wall over there. He'll notice her come out and be like, damn racists. Never give anyone a good look if they're a goblin. Let's head back to the big guy at the bar, right?
Yeah, but first, we need to talk.
What is it this time? I already told you. We already talked about giving the girl back and how it was going to keep us out of trouble with the law.
No, this is about you.
Me? What? I mean, I've not had a contract lately, so I don't have a ton of money on me, but what?
Not 20 minutes ago, I was looking at the human that I knew. Now I'm looking at this.
Human? This? What are you... Look,
And they call me racist.
I'm the same me that signed up for this troop back when we first started moving.
No, you're not.
You'll get the sense from him that he's 100% sure that the historical events have happened differently, including him in this form. He's positive he's been this way, the same demeanor, and some events in his mind are...
Lula, go ahead and roll me an insight check, just real quick, just to see how much you glean off of this creature in front of you. Yeah, no, he is 100% believes everything he is telling you. Every word out of his mouth is, as far as he knows, as far as you can tell reading off of him, honest. He doesn't seem to be trying to pull the wool over your eyes at all. And with that roll, you do still feel like it's not Tariq. You know it's not Tariq. He doesn't look like him. He doesn't sound like him. But you get that feeling, that gut feeling. He's still there. But you don't know what the fuck is going on.
That makes 3 of us. Wait.
You're not wrong, so...
With that, he'll sort of fashion part of the wrap to cover his face a little bit to stop getting such racist stares and pull his hood a little lower down and be like, come on.
Good thing you did that, because as you start doing that, you see a patrol come around the corner and start walking down Champion's Ascent. 4 guards. They all pass by you. They don't seem to notice you.
Small side question. If I wanted slightly different familiar in this form, can that be changed when he changes, or do I need to resummon?
I will say currently Ra, when you change, goes back into his pocket plane.
Okay.
And then when you come back, when you resummon him, he'll be something different. But only when you change.
Okay. Yeah, I was just going to have, like, if Tariq summons it, it's Ra. If Zithrom summons it, it's a little obelisk, the tormentor-looking imp.
Perfectly fine.
Okay.
Lula's gonna look for just somewhere they can duck for some privacy.
Yeah, there's a couple alleyways you could duck into. Seems that they're fairly private. Go ahead and give me an investigation check.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys go straight across the street from the core and go into the little alleyway that's right there.
She'll just kind of
Should suffice.
she'll just kind of pull the hobgoblin behind her.
You don't need to tug. I know how to hide, but I think being rude to me is enough to show me I'm not wanted by these normal folk. Follows, just complaining but following. You'll notice if you're pulling from, which arm are you pulling from?
Let's see if they're facing each. So probably his right arm.
All right. You'll notice as it pulls just a little outside of where the gauntlets are, because it's mostly a sleeveless outfit, just scars up the arm as well. Just as you see it and pull, you'll notice that out from under the usual coverings.
She'll kind of pinch between her eyes a little bit and then turn to face him. All right. I don't know what's gotten into you, but if you can explain something, I'll explain about the accent, since you're probably the first to really notice.
Well, I mean, I'm not sure how much I can tell you. I've been confusing me the past few minutes while we've come this way with your questioning. I mean, I'm the same Zithrom that joined you guys at the beginning.
That name. That's number one. Your name is Tariq. That's what you've told me since we were on the caravan.
He still hears the name Tariq just registers as Zithrom in his head. I'm like, what? And he's like, that's what I just said.
No.
He'll start to pinch the bit of his nose and be like,
Go ahead and give me a wisdom check. Go ahead and give me a wisdom check, Tariq. Zithrom, sorry.
yeah.
I was like, why am I doing it?
Names, they're all over the place.
We're happening now.
And yeah, I thought Zeke and Tariq had an argument.
No.
Not yet.
Thinking about it, yeah, no, you told her your name. She said your name back just fine. Why is she so confused?
You see
I don't
the
need any
exasperation
more of this
from your-
bullshit right now. This is insane.
Luna, go ahead and give me an insight check.
There's a small chuckle at hearing the accent again, at him being like, that's still so unusual for you.
Very good. Okay, you get the sense that, like, you've dealt with troubled individuals before, once or twice in the past. People who, like, not literally change bodies and become someone else, but you've seen people, like, change their clothes and become someone else and actually think that they were that other person. But you haven't seen somebody literally change bodies in front of your eyes and become someone else and have that everything showing that, yes, I've always been this person. It's like you experienced a few mental cases, but not that one that actually changed.
We've dealt with enough of this shit in the last couple of weeks. Why is this happening now?
You'll notice that Zithrom's getting a little shifty-eyed because the guards that passed earlier. Whatever it is, can't we do this back at the rooms where there's not guards looking to throw me away just for the crime of breathing as a hobgoblin? Puts back up his face mask, pulls back the hood tighter.
Fine. Maybe Zeke and Fink can make something of this.
Okay.
And with that, he'll lean out and look around, clear, and start heading quickly back towards the tavern again.
Go ahead and give me a perception check.
Both of us, or just...
If you want to make sure the coast is clear as well, go for it.
Sure, why not?
Those rolls don't match the dice on my.
I know, right?
Love when that happens.
Right. So, Lilith, you guys are heading back, and Zithram as well. You guys notice. You guys are able to take a couple of the side alleyways. Zithram, you're kind of leading the way. Since you know the way back to the tavern, you just had no idea where the core was. And you just go around down some couple alleyways to avoid the major presence of the patrols going on. Lula, it's kind of weird that he knows the back alleys this well. You didn't think that Tariq had traveled the back alleys this much. And Zithram, you do notice one of the alleys that you go down, a fairly elegant house. Just I'm gonna ping it right now.
Right there.
The little T-shaped one. Right.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, but you notice that very, very well-kept, beautiful house. It has wrought iron fence around the whole complex and a very beautiful garden behind. Pretty sure whoever lives there's fucking loaded. You do notice him getting a glance over there, and you do notice that's a beautiful house.
These damn normals in there, Richard. He'll grumble under his breath as he still continues along the way as well, still eyeing it a bit.
Yeah. And then you guys make it back to No Last Call. No seeming issues on the way there.
Well, that's good.
You guys enter, and Zeke is still at the bar, drinking. And Faint is still nowhere to be seen. Same as Henwin and Pandora.
Well, the furballs aren't here still, and neither's the tall elf. The big guy's still here drinking. And with that, he'll go up to the bar, still covered mouth, and just put down some money and be like, strongest ale you've got, please.
Alright, this time... Yeah, it'd be the brunette. Okay, strongest thing we got? Alright. He pulls up a... You've seen this wine bottle before. It was the one that you bought for Zeke the other night. And he pours you a glass. And he pushes it over to you.
Lula's kind of gonna...
Did you eat Lula yet?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Lula's gonna kind of sneak over to Zeke and...
go ahead and give me a stealth check then.
Oh, you guys are all the way up here with me?
Yeah, they
We're
came back to
back.
the bar. Oh, wait, you went to the world... Are you still at the World's End?
No,
yeah,
I went to No Last Call.
Yeah,
We're
okay.
in No
Yeah.
Last Call.
I went to the bar that Silver attends because I was talking to Laurel, and I stayed there.
Okay, then yeah, you're...
Yeah, we don't see you.
You guys don't see him. Sorry,
Okay.
I thought you had gone back to No Last Call.
Easy.
My bad.
retcon there. At least for me.
Yeah.
Where's that big bug? Looking around.
As you say that, we're gonna go over to that big lug. What are you doing?
Drinking. With Laurel.
Just gonna spend the rest of your time drinking?
Until Selmer's ready to go to bed.
Then we know how your night goes. Probably another
At least with
3 or
16
4
bags.
hours. And then Laurel leaves, another 4 or 5 hours, and then Silmer closes up the bar and heads to bed.
Then I throw her over my shoulder and carry her off to bed.
Easily done. With your strength, you can do it just easily. A couple of the kids giggle at the sight, but yeah.
Yeah, obviously I keep it relatively clean with the kids in the room. I just
Oh,
pick
yeah.
her up and fling her on my shoulder.
Yeah, you throwing her over your shoulder because she is essentially a foot taller than every normal adult, and you're like a foot and a half taller than every normal adult. It's kind of funny to them because it's big people throwing big people over their shoulder. It's
they don't want
mostly
to.
the younger ones.
They don't want to see the big people throwing the big people around later.
No, they not even going that far in their heads.
Dang.
Zithram and Lula.
Just gonna drink my strong ale.
All right, go ahead and give me a Constitution save.
All right. See if he can handle it as well as Tariq can.
So, you drink it. It goes down. It burns. It burns, and you feel it go into your stomach. You only drank maybe half, if that, of the cup that he gave you, and you don't feel anything below your lower lip once it hits your stomach. Everything from your lower lip down, it just goes numb. And you
Just like I like it.
Yep.
Don't feel any of the scars.
Be a real man. Buy the bottle.
Lula's gonna
drink your night away.
Lula's gonna talk to the bartender. We'll take a couple plates of food upstairs if that's all right.
All right. It'll just be 2 silver for the drink and for the food.
She'll put it on the table and on the counter and turn to quote unquote Tariq. Come on, big guy. What do you say we go upstairs? Get some rest. It's been a long day.
Sounds good. Can't wait.
All right, you guys head upstairs. Go to sleep.
Lula's gonna stay up for a while, just kind of racking her brain at this and wondering if he's gonna probably gonna finish what she had said before about the whole accent thing if he wants to know.
Yeah, he'll listen.
Okay.
Intently.
Well, since I'm not gonna get any answers on what the fuck happened, I'll keep up at least my end of the bargain. As you can tell, the accent is my real voice. The whole elegant talking and all that is an act I put on. It's better not drawing attention to myself from, because of where I come from.
I know the feeling of not wanting to draw attention for sure, so I don't blame you. Yours is just that voice of yours. Luckily, this hood served me well, though.
If I were back home, it'd be a different story. After all, I come from a family of humans.
With that, you see Zithram sort of do this tall height back to the short height, and you see a puzzled look on his face.
She is a midget.
She's not really a halfling, guys.
She's just a midget.
Oh, jeez.
I get that look a lot. That's why I put on the voice, because people knew.
I'm just confused because you said you came from humans, but aren't you a halfling? At least that's what you've told us.
I am.
And he'll just scratch his head and be like, well, how the hell did that happen?
As far as I know, that's just how my family is.
Dad got drunk and had fun one night.
Her mom did. You never know.
All of the above. He's just like, I'm not the most learned in biology, but that still doesn't sit right with me. And he'll just be like, he'll just take another bite of whatever food he's got and be like, but whatever, I'll keep it discreet around the others since you seem uncomfortable about it.
It's only because I don't know if anyone else knows of my town. Only because I don't even know what's happened to the city. Been 5 years since I've been home.
It's a long time. Well then, I think we ought to turn in then for the night, since we're gonna help the big guy lug supplies. Might as well be rested.
I'm certainly gonna have some questions for you, since, like, where you come from? I know you... I don't think we gotten to talk much about that.
Alright, so you're gonna get a Zithron-based answer since this is for Let me get a review on the other thing, because I'm still deciding. I didn't think this day'd ever come. I like that it has. But he's just gonna grunt a bit and be like, my tribe, as it were, used to roam out in the mountains to the west. Mountainous forest, well past all this desert. One day, well, we were at war with the normals at that point. It feels like ages ago. My party went out. We were losing at the battle. I remember falling into a cave after being attacked and wounded. He'll feel his scar's face. And then I remember blacking out and waking up days later alone in the desert. And I just, since then, have dressed as hidden as I can from all these normals and tried to blend in with their society more than I figured I could. But it seems they've not really taken too harsh to me, other than the racists like we ran into earlier who just can't stand us goblin folk. He'll snarl a bit at that statement, and then he'll just look back at her like, that's the end of the story.
See, that's something that's confusing me. Because up until today, you had no problems going around. Didn't have to hide your face or nothing. I know we were up seeing Buck and Joyce. They didn't have a problem with you. You didn't even have your hood up.
In his mind, he sees the scene. You wouldn't know this, but just show it, Aaron. In his mind, he sees he still has his hood up in the scene, and the shiftiness about talking in public was about talking to him and not about talking about the general. Yeah. This is how he's seeing it in his head, and that's why. So he's like, but we had to go to private for him to be seen talking with it, so he wouldn't be seen talking with me.
We went to private to talk about what was going on with the guard, because of the issue with the kids we brought back from the mountains.
That was just convenient cover for it. He's a good man trying not to hurt the feelings of someone who's proven a friend to him. He'll just sort of sigh and a little more. You get this sort of grumbly old man sort of feeling from him compared to the happier, younger Tariq.
I don't know what's going on, but I'll say we sleep on it. Maybe things will be different in the morning.
Alright. So you guys head to your own rooms and go to sleep?
Sounds good.
Alright, Eric, go ahead and roll me a d20, please.
Okay.
I've found a new method of doing your thing that I think will work a lot better.
I'd like some filling.
Yeah, I'll
Chat.
fill you in. Yeah, you wake up, you're still Zithram. And yeah, we'll Lulamoon and Zithram, as you are both awakening in the morning. Zithram, you're still yourself, like always. And you guys head downstairs, and Lula, it's still the Hobgoblin. And that is where we're gonna stop tonight's session.
That was fun.